My name is Jean Pentasuglia. I was born in Italy, 1916, 1924, 1916. I came to America when I was about 5 years old, and I wasn't very happy. I wanted to go back, and my mother and father worked, and I used to be left out in the street like a little beggar, and I didn't have no lunch. I used to go to a corner restaurant, and they used to give me a pig's feet to have for lunch. Imagine that, nothing to drink, and I just sit out in the street like a beggar. And I said, this is not for me. When I grow up, either things are going to be better or else, you know. So then I got older, you know, and I went to high school. I wanted to be a nurse, and when I told my dad, he says, nah, it's a dirty job, we don't want that. But I was going to become a nurse, yeah. So after that, I got married. I met my husband. He was a very nice man. He did everything. He had a job, you know, and everything. He died at 62. He had a heart attack, poor guy. So then they said I was going to get $110 a month. How could I get $110 a month and live? Impossible. So I had to go back to work for 15 years. So I worked at the Desert Isle Country Club. I made sandwiches, I made lunch, breakfast, and I was a bartender. I learned how to just mix drinks. So I stayed there for 15 years. Yeah. Then, you know, I came out and I said, well, I guess this is the time that I have to retire, probably. But then they found out that I was something wrong with my body, so I have to go to this place now 3 times a week, you know, to stay there for 3 hours in a chair, you know, and they have a machine next to me, and that machine is working. See? So what else do you want to know, honey?
Tell us about when you were in New York and
yeah.
you lived in the skyscrapers, you know, and tell us the stories, all the stories about
which one?
About the rat and
about how you saved it. You saved the money for, like, you used to go buy the green beans.
I what?
You used to go buy the green beans, and you save a little bit of money. Remember you?
And the piano lessons that you used to have?
I used to, yeah. Well, I tried, you know, and I said, gee, when I grow up, I said, I got to do something, you know, get ahead, because I can't be, you know, left around. Because my mother and father, they couldn't take care of me. Yeah. They worked, you know. And at night, my mother picked me up, and my father, you know, that was all, you know, and I never saw them really too much. But I didn't have such a very good life, you know, and sometimes my son says, would you like to have a life that I had? No. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good at all.
It was tough growing up, huh?
Huh?
It was tough growing up, huh?
Yeah. So, you know, everything. And then one time I remember, and then what I remember mostly is when I was a young girl, about 14, 15, we lived in this house where the toilet was shared with the neighbors next door.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
And the guy, son of a bitch, you know what I'd like to do to him today? He used to come over when he used to hear me to go to the toilet, and he'd grab me, you know, wouldn't let me go, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd try to get away, and I couldn't get away, you know. And I didn't want to tell my dad, because my dad, you know, would kill him, you know.
Yeah.
See, and I said, what am I going to do? So every time I would listen to see if I would hear him, so I wouldn't go to the toilet. Isn't that something?
Sucker.
Yeah, isn't that awful?
And he was married with kids, huh?
Huh?
And he had a family too, huh?
No, at that time I was single.
No, the other guy had family. And
he
kids.
had a family.
Yeah.
He had 2 children. Yeah, and a nice woman. Yeah, nuts. You know.
Yeah.
He's probably dead now. I hope he's in hell, where he belongs.
But what about the time you woke up and there was a big rat on your chest?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. One day I was in bed, you know, sleeping, you know, and all of a sudden I saw this big rat. Oh my God. I said, where did he come from? So I said, Papa, Papa. In the next room I said, come, quick, quick. He says, what's wrong? I said, oh, there's a big rat. He says, no, it's not a rat. It's a little kitten from next door. Came to visit you. I said, yeah, some visit, yeah. So he came over, you know, he said, oh, Mamma Mia, you know. So he grabbed it, you know, and threw it out in the hall. And when 2 men were coming up, you know, to their house, they stepped on it. They said, what the heck is this? Boy, I'm telling you, I really had a life. This was a life for me that nobody else could have one like this.
Hello. Good.
This is my family.
Hello. You can check vitals, or?
Yeah, I was taking a blood pressure.
Oh, okay.
Can you pause it?